hello, artists. That's right, you're not gamers today. Today we're doing art. Hello, everybody. Hi. Hello, hello. How are you all? The dating advice guy, yeah. Yeah, I remember your name, Ultra Battle. Alright, hello, everybody. Hello, how are you? Hello, Banana Boy. Hello, Artichoke, Fiery Calculus. Hello, Organ Donut. Hello, hello. Harry. Hello, Elephant. Hello. Hi. What the fuck is art? I don't do that shit. Um, that's a lie. I can't believe Nia would lie to us like that. That is crazy that Nia is actually fibbing. Nia actually is willingly telling us falsehoods out of like malicion. Malicion. Is that a word? It's like volition but for bad. I think it's a word. Probably maliciousness. Yo. Hell yeah. I mean, I don't want to disrespect the dead, but did Bob Ross do any animated Twitch emotes? I don't think so. At least not as far as I recall. Alright. How have you all been? Malicious intent? That's 2 words, Nia. That's 2 words. Maliciousness, I do believe, is a word. But I really like, what was the one I said before? Malicious. I like that. I think we should make it into a thing. I don't want to disrespect the dead. Buddy, that's not true. I've heard you talk about Prince Philip. I don't want to disrespect some dead. That doesn't mean that I don't want to disrespect any dead. This is probably an annoying request, but can we see the night mask? There you go. Oh, up close? You know what? Sure, why not? Why not? It's pretty cool, I'll admit. It's made from, originally it was made from papicura, which is like, you know those like, things that you could print out online where you could like, cut them out. You'd print them out on your printer, then you'd cut them out and glue all the little tags together and it would make a 3D object. It's like that, except basically it calculates it so you can make any, 3D, you can make any 3D model, turn it into like a relatively small number of polygons, or even a high number if you wanted to make yourself suffer. And then it automatically calculates how to turn that into a printable thing. You print it out and you glue it together, like one of those magic things. So, yeah, that's big. Yeah. It is pretty big. But it does fit on my head. Just about. And then we did like paper mache and stuff. And, expanding foam. A lot of expanding foam. Didn't know you played Hollow Knight? Yeah, I loved Hollow Knight. It was one of my favorite games. I didn't play it right when it came out, a little bit after. But yeah. Also, hi Adrian, what's up? But yeah, it does go on my head. Hi. It's pretty good. It's a little bit rough if I actually want to wear it to like a convention or something. I can only see like 2 very narrow spheres of vision, so it's really not the best. But it's cool. I mean, it looks cool. It was a fun cosplay, but I didn't really wear it that often. I'd like wear it so that I could walk in a straight line down the convention floor, and nothing else, because I really couldn't wear it for too long, otherwise I wouldn't be able to see anything. So yeah, there you go. There we go. Ear reveal. Oh my god. Lysol's ears being shown live on stream. This is so embarrassing. Nia! Thank you for the freaking 5 gift subs. Don't break it. It's actually pretty strong. Looks decently heavy? Nah. Nah. It's very light. Ooh. If I were cool and a basketball player, I'd spin it on a finger. But yeah, no, it's quite light. Because it's just made from paper, and expanding foam. It's very light, or are you very strong? Interesting. That's what the point of the mask is. Yeah, that's what Dream was singing about. He was singing about going to a convention and wearing a Hollow Knight mask. Notoriously. Classic. Just learn basketball instead of art so you can? True, I should. Let's just switch tracks. I'm the perfect height to play basketball, after all. I'm a loyal servant to the Blood God. I see her ready to arrive. I must oblige. That's very kind of you. The Blood God thanks you for your offerings. She's definitely not strong. How dare you? How dare you? Yeah, maybe it's made from pure steel. That would be pretty sick. That would be admittedly pretty sick. Hollow Knight mask is awesome. Thanks. I also made a Mothwing cloak to go with it, which is in one of my cupboards somewhere. So that was a fun cosplay. Although I'd say I feel like it needed a little more. It was one of my first like full complicated cosplays. I feel like it needs more than just the Mothwing cloak and the helmet on top and then just like black clothes underneath. It was just missing a little something. Oh, a nail. It was missing a nail. I tried to make one, but it turns out foam smithing is really hard. Really tricky. I have a new doggo. I named it Minnie Mouse Destroyer of Chewies. Oh, that's adorable. What kind of dog? Yeah, Lauren's actually made Hornet's nail recently, and it looks pretty good. But, yeah, I tried to make mine, but it didn't really work out. It was really hard. Make a nail out of asbestos. A good idea. Foam smithing is difficult, especially because, like, the nail is, like, too... I guess I could make it a different shape, because it's a little bit vague as to what shape the nail is. Whether it's, like, two planes like this, and then two planes like this, like a sort of really wide diamond. Or it could potentially have, like, bevels like that, and then, like, a flat surface on top. I don't think we really know exactly what shape it is. It could even be spherical, I guess. But yeah. It was tricky to get those bevels right. It's a nail. Maybe I should just, like, literally just hold a nail. That'd be really funny if somebody's like, hey, you're dressed up as Hollow Knight, where's your nail? And I just whip it out of my pocket. I got this. That'd be pretty funny. It's going good, Ultrabow. It's going good. It's so depressing sometimes. I spent like 1 hour on one of the bosses. I think it was King of Souls. King of Souls. Oh, that's the, what's his name? That's not his name, is it? In the Soul Sanctum. The, mage. Big mage boy. Yeah, it's a tricky fight. It's a tricky fight. But the good thing about Hollow Knight is that, like, you can leave that fight and come back to it, after doing more of other areas. And then usually when you'll come back to it, you'll find it easier, you know? Either you've gotten better items, like, you know, Quick Slash or something, or you've just gotten better at the game. Soul Master, that's the one. Soul Master. One singular acrylic nail. Yeah, an acrylic nail, like a stick-on one. That would be very funny. I like that. That's true, Callie is a good mod. You know what? Bee's a good mod too. I'll say it. All of my mods are pretty good. Pretty good. How are the mods today? Good question. One that I don't ask very often. Because often they say things like hungry and stuff. And I could care less. But, I am interested. Generally. How are the mods? Are you well? Unpaid. You're unpaid. Unfed. This is why I don't ask. We're supposed to be good? Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. I gotta leave. Nia, no. The boss I had the hardest time was embarrassing the Mantis Lords? Nah, that's not embarrassing. The Mantis Lords are like the first fight that you come up to where it's like, damn, is this game like fucking Nails? Like, this is hard. You have to memorize the patterns, really, to get through it. And it sort of teaches you that Hollow Knight is, you know, you can read the patterns, dance or whatever. You know, the people who are fucking boss fight Andes will all absolutely coom over the Mantis Lords fight. because it's like the first one where they really like that pattern stuff. I was always more into the platforming. Like I liked Path of Pain infinitely more than I like, you know, Nightmare King Grim or whatever. So yeah, I'm definitely more of a fan of that. I was never hugely into the boss fights. The boss I had the hardest time was the False Knight at the start. It's the only one I've done, I'm pretty sure. Well, there you go. Yeah, the first one's hard too, don't get me wrong. It can be tricky. I haven't been here for a while. That's all good, Taija. How you doing? It's a good game, but it's a rage game, at least to me. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't think... I mean, the thing is, I did rage at one point. I couldn't get through the White Palace the first time I played. And I'd spend, like, you know, 6 hours just trying to get through the White Palace. And I was so bored of the White Palace that at one point I was like, alright, well, I'll call it for today. But I just didn't want to open the game again because I didn't want to keep doing it because it wasn't fun. But then when I replayed it years later, I got it pretty quickly. I have become so much more of a gamer. It's actually kind of weird. Like, I'm definitely better at games in general now than I was in, like, 2019. Yeah, White Palace was rough. When I did Path of Pain, the last room glitched out, and I had to do it with the saw blades and the spears speeding up and slowing down at random intervals. What? That sounds awful. That's so bad. Like, that would be absolutely horrible. Hollow Knight is cool and pretty, and the music is fantastic, but wow, am I bad at games with complex paths? You don't automatically get the maps. Yeah, I'm struggling with that with Death's Door, which I was playing a little bit recently. It's a cute game, and I really love the little crowmans, but oh my god, please give me a map. Please give me a map. Please. Usually near the map man is not too deep into each area. Like, you can hear him from like a screen off. He'll start going and you're like, oh, it's map man, let's go find map man. So Hollow Knight actually has a really good map system. So yeah, maybe you just need to get past that teeny tiny little ledge. But yeah, it's the first map man is pretty close to the start. I get lost hella quick in Hollow Knight. I really like Hollow Knight's map system. It's a good balance of not telling you where the secrets are, but implying where they might be. So, I've played over 200 hours of Hollow Knight and I still need maps. Oh yeah, me too. I definitely use the map a lot. I don't know how much Hollow Knight I've played. Apparently I've played 59 hours. That's not that much. That's also not quite true, I don't think. Because I played... Yeah, I think I've played 59 hours of my most recent playthrough. I think I played probably another 60 hours. So, probably like 120 for my first playthrough. I've had a question that's been, weighing on me forever. Do women exist? I thought there were just men, and more fabulous men. A very common confusion made by many people around the world, such as, you know, governments and such. They didn't even know they existed. How were they meant to know that they were meant to have them represented in their elected seats? They didn't realize. So very common confusion. But yes, women do exist. In fact, and this might blow your mind, but they actually comprise 50% of the population, which is pretty radical. I took 90-ish on my first playthrough and 100 doing Pantheon and Randos. Yeah, I feel like I took longer on my first one, but I don't know how long that one took now, because I think I played it on Lauren's account. Rachel, please don't lie to chat, what the fuck? There's a song I found randomly on Spotify called Masculine Women, Feminine Men, and I love it. Nice! Love that. Spotify's good like that. It is complicated, B. It's very complicated. I've actually been watching this show lately called Misrepresented. I don't know if any other people have been watching it. It's Australian, so imagine if you're not Australian, you definitely would have been watching it. But it was on the ABC, and it just finished. It's really good. It's really good. It's really, really good. It's basically got all of the cool female politicians, even some not cool ones, I'm gonna be honest. They're not all cool. But it's got a bunch of female politicians, and they're all being, like, interviewed at the same time as them telling the history of women in Australian Parliament. And, you know, it starts off with 1895, which is when women were given the right to vote in South Australia, which I believe was the first place in the world which gave women the right to vote, which is cool. Love that. Love that for us. But it also gave women the right to stand for Parliament, which was also a world first, but way before its time. It also gave Indigenous people the right to vote, which was then later amended by some absolute dickwads, who were like, whoops, we didn't mean to have that wording ambiguous. But yes, I believe Indigenous women were allowed to vote. But Indigenous men weren't, I don't think. I think it was just Indigenous women. Because they just said, like, all women can vote. And they forgot to be racist. So, yeah. Anyway, it was a really cool show because it went through, like, so much, misrepresented, not misrepresented. But yeah, it went through, like, all of the cool stuff, that's happened in our history. The good and the bad. To be fair, it was 1895, B. So in a way, you can kind of be like, yeah, it was a while ago. Sucks that we were ever there, but surprising that it was, like, not illegal in the first place. Imagine amending human rights, Australian Irish solidarity, the 8th Amendment over here literally banned abortion. That's crazy. Yeah, there were actually quite a few things, in that show about that. Like, one time, and, every time I see this man's face, my skin crawls, but one time when John Howard was in government, his, like, election promise was, I'm gonna privatize our telecommunications. And I don't know why that's, like, a good thing. I genuinely don't understand how that's an election promise. Like, I don't understand. But he was like, okay, yeah, I promised you guys I was gonna sell off our telecommunications company. So instead of being government run, it'll now be privatized by, like, a overseas company. How is that a good thing? Anyway. But in order to get the deal through, in order to get people to agree, and in order to convince the other people in his government, he had to make a deal that said, alright, well, in order for me to let you do this, we also have to ban various abortion drugs. It has nothing to do with telecommunications. But they're like, yeah, in order for this to go through, we're gonna have to do this. And this was all, like, behind board. Like, they didn't want people voting on it. They just wanted it to make, like, a deal, you know? And it went through in the end. Telstra was sold to overseas companies, or at least a third of it was. Now the entire thing is owned by overseas companies. And, they also banned a very safe and humane abortion drug, which the only other alternative to is surgery, which is far more dangerous. So yeah, that was cool. Anyway, that was just a bunch of really cool stuff. I'd recommend watching it. If you're interested in women in Australian politics, even if you're not Australian, I'd say it was still really interesting, to be honest. It doesn't really assume any knowledge particularly. If you're not Australian, I think you'd still enjoy it. It's really cool. Really cool. Josh Frydenberg, Skirmer, Gladys Berejiklian. Yes. I would agree with that. Oh yeah, Josh Frydenberg. Ugh. That slimy fuck. Barnaby Joyce. Ugh. God. Ugh. I completely zoned out. Telstra made an abortion drug? What's up? Something like that. Something like that. Anyway, so today, by the way, guys, we're making animated emotes, which is going to be very exciting. I have one which I need to finish off. I wanted to finish it, and then I was like, oh, beans, it's like 11 p.m. and I need to sleep, because I have uni in the morning. So I would love to finish that. I didn't really have any time to do it yesterday because I spent all day at the zoo, almost. Well, not all day. Like, oh, I spent a while at the zoo. I could tell you guys the cool stories of my time at the zoo if you like, as we go. But we should probably get started on that. Just so I can be nice and productive while we chat. Me nodding to all those names I don't know, but trust lies with a hate. Oh, don't worry. I'm not being unfair. Caged animals? Caged animals is a good thing, and I can tell you why. Caged animals are a great thing. Because otherwise, they'd probably be dead. Okay, let me open up a photo shop. So it was really cute. It was. It was so nice going to the zoo. It's been a long time since I've been to the zoo. And it's just a nice place to go. If you don't cage them, they'll go out and die. Yeah, exactly. The entirety of New Zealand's bird fauna. So true. But yes, I went as part of my conservation biology course because what is called ex situ conservation, which basically means conservation that happens outside of the animal's original habitat, is extremely important in maintaining species and species diversity, because sometimes you have no other choice. Sometimes the animal's habitat is so degraded, or its population is so small that the only option is to breed it in captivity and then reintroduce the species when the environment's more stable. Alright. Splits. Bear gone. Alright. Tell that to orcas? Orcas? What about orcas? If it's for conservation purposes, then it's all good. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what the purpose of zoos are. Bad animals, fuck SeaWorld. All my homies hate SeaWorld. Yeah, I don't know about other organizations. I really only ever really know about the local ones. But, I finished one, by the way. Do you guys want to see one of my finished ones? I finished this animated emote. Is it good? What do you guys think? She'd be going like, wow. I haven't actually showed it to her yet. I wanted to finish Gamer first so I could send her both at once. Looks great. Thanks. Wow. The eye glue looks amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that one was fun. Now I think about it, maybe I could make it go like from small to big to medium. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But the one I haven't finished yet is Smum Gamer. That one is still in process. It's pretty close to being finished, as you can see. But yeah, we got a little while to go, so I'll finish off that one first, and then we might move on to a Pika emote. It's not a zoo or aquarium. SeaWorld is more for entertainment. Yeah, I think that's different. In order to be part of like the International like Association of Zoos and Aquariums, you actually have to have standards, and if you don't meet those standards, then yeah, you're not allowed to be part of conservation efforts. So I doubt SeaWorld meets those, to be honest. Yeah, anyway, Adelaide Zoo doesn't really have that many aquatic animals, like some otters and stuff, but definitely no orcas, because those animals need so much space, you know. I was telling my little brother about Endgame McDonald's, and I was like, hey, do you want to know the wildest story about Australian Prime Minister? And he's like, I already know about the guy who disappeared on the sea. I'm like, no, not that one. Different one. Yeah. That's crazy. We've got several. The intent. Yeah, the sheer focus. Yeah, not the Prime Minister who swam out to sea at the beach one day and never came back. No, not that one. Different one. Do you guys get rips? In other... I assume rips are like a common thing on the beach, right? Like this like small part of the current where you have like two currents coming out and then you have like a super fast current right in between them, which zooms you out to the ocean, and if you get stuck in that, you'll get like zoomed out to the ocean and often drown. Do you guys get those? They're pretty common in New Zealand. Personally never encountered them, but the lifeguards always warn about them. Yeah. Because that's probably how he died, let's be honest. But we don't know he's dead because we never found his body. So the other theory is he just kept swimming. And they say to this very day, he's still swimming. Very crucial to surfing. Yeah, big part of surfing. Riptides. I think we just call them rips here. Maybe we call them riptides. I don't know. I only know Riptide is the song, you know. That's so true, Bees. Maybe... Breeze. That's so true, Breeze. Maybe he became king of the mer people. Get them in the Netherlands? I've never seen one. There you go. I have drowned. I know what it's like. Percy Jackson's sword? Right. I don't know if I ever got that far. Surely I did. I don't know. I remember I read Percy Jackson, but I remember very little of it now. Any undead in chat? Pog? Right. Let's color in these arms, shall we? Oh, that's the sketch. Okay, that makes sense. Alright. We want to be strategic about how we're coloring this because, of course, as with all animation, you want to keep your coloring as simple as possible. Because you're going to have to do it quite a few times over. There's only about 5, 6. There's 6 frames in this animation, so no matter what we do, it's not going to be that hard. But the head needed a little bit more movement, in my opinion, to make it more alive. Alga, I'll give you this crazy fun fact. It's not done yet. I haven't actually animated it yet. I've only animated the arms. I do actually have the sketch underneath. I don't know if that's hidden yet or not. Whoop. There go her arms. Where's the body? There we go. That's the animation. But I'm not done yet. Go. She got those flesh Joy-Cons. That's nice. Alright. Let's color in these bad boys. Yeah, I think these 2 fingers should be in shadow. You can leave the other ones in light, I think. And that's probably fine for coloring the hands. And then we've got switch controller, which is dark gray here, which is probably dark gray. This is probably more this part. So this part is like a slightly lighter gray if I recall correctly. I don't know if it's just the charging grip one that's opaque. I think it might be actually. But it's usually like a slightly lighter gray. I think, the grip. And then we go to slightly dark grey for the main board. The hands look so soft. I'm glad. I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. So, do you guys want some cool zoo stories? I have several cool zoo stories. Because I went to the zoo and it was very cool. The first thing that she showed us was Fascigales. And oh my god, they're so cute. They're so cute. The Fascigales are so cute. Okay, so... Okay. The Fascigales. They're so cute. They are tiny Dasyurids, as they're called. Dasyurids are a type of marsupial So, you know, kangaroos, wombats, and the like. Pouched animals. They're a type of a type of marsupial which are carnivorous. They've got little trumpets, little teeth. As compared to diprotodontids like kangaroos and stuff, which have like some teeth at the front and then some teeth at the back. Dasyurids have like classic canines. They've got canines, they've got teeth at the front. They've got more of a tooth layout like similar to cats and dogs and stuff. Where is my Switch controller? Oh, it's in my bag. That's right. I was gonna reference it, but it is in my bag. But yeah, anyway, we were looking at those, and they're so cute. They're so cute. I think that's a good thing. Yeah, but maybe. They're so cute. So, okay, so she brought us into this, place behind, like, in the sort of, like, you know, the guts of the zoo. And, it was a captive breeding, site for red-tailed, phascogales. And they're a very critically endangered species from, Western Australia, but they're being bred here so that they can be eventually re-released back into Western Australia once the populations are stronger. So that's what we were looking at, and oh my god, they're so cute. Oh my god, they're so cute. They just have the littlest faces, and they got big puppy eyes. Like, she went in and she grabbed one out of the box that they were sleeping in, and she was just holding it, you know, like this, and you just got this dumb flat little head poking out with his big puppy eyes, and then this beautiful long tail coming out the bottom. They have the most gorgeous tails. They're super long, and sort of like got that fluff to them. They're beautiful tails. But yeah, and then she showed us that it had a series of jelly beans on its stomach. So she showed us her stomach, and it had like 5 little pink jelly beans on it, which are all her little babies. Because of course it's a marsupial, right? So they have very what's the word? Like super young babies. They come out of the womb like teeny tiny little you know, pellets of liveness, and they grow outside rather than inside. But yes, they're so cute. So she had a series of jelly beans. Were they babies or were they jelly beans, Rachel? I'll never pass the exam with this conflicting bullshit. They looked like jelly beans, but she said that they were babies, so it's unclear. Alright, I think I'll make this darker. But yes, they were very cute. I just love phascogales. Cool name, I'll say it as well. What a cool name. But also, very cute. Very cute. The bumpers in there. Yo! Thanks for the, host. I appreciate that, Aiden. Ate one. Oh, Jesus Christ. That is so fucked up. Okay. Now I've got to... It's a bit tricky. So it went out of the lines a bit. That wasn't really a story as much as, wow, how cute are those? But I did enjoy them. There was also, right next to that, like, we had to go in small groups because there wasn't a lot of room in there. So most of the people in the class had to, like, wait outside. And where we were waiting had a, thing full of tortoises, on one side and some African grey parrots on the other. I love this song. And they had actually been obtained, not like through the zoo buying them or anything, but turns out somebody had, just tried to take a parrot through the airport. They'd taken an African grey parrot through the airport illegally, and they're like, what? You can't do that. So they seized it. But of course, when you think about it, when airport security seizes something like a parrot, what do they do with it? They can't keep it at the airport. The security can't keep it, so it goes to the zoo. The zoo has to keep it, even if they don't really want to. They actually have to look after the animals. They parrot. That's funny. But yeah. So they actually are obliged to look after animals that are obtained through confiscation. But the other thing that they had, the tortoises, right? Apparently one time, through, I believe it was again through the airport, I'm not sure, some sort of smuggling, Adelaide ended up with 100 tortoises. They just had 100 tortoises, and like, what the fuck do we do with 100 tortoises, dude? So they had to, like, all of the zoos had to band together and be like, alright, we can take 5, and somebody's like, alright, we can take 10 tortoises. Adelaide ended up with 4 tortoises in the end. But that many tortoises is grammatical to shell shock. Good one. But yeah, I thought that was cool. You never really think about it. What happens to animals confiscated because they've been smuggled in illegally? You know, somebody's got to look after them. Turns out it's the zoo. The zoo looks after them. Are those people who tried to smuggle in the tortoises with pastry? Is pastry a tortoise smuggler? I had no idea. If someone gave me a tortoise, I'd be happy and also upset. Yay, tortoise, I'm about to be arrested. Oh no. Yeah, the tortoises were pretty big, but not like Galapagos. They were like, I don't know. They were like that long and then like that tall. They were tall tortoises. Not leg-wise, like shell-wise. They had very tall shells. But they were very cool tortoises. One of them was pacing. And I don't know if you guys know a lot about like zoo behavior. But generally pacing in animals, like a lot of zoo animals will do it. Especially ones that are like quite intelligent and need a lot of stimulation. They'll end up just pacing back and forth. And you can tell that they're pacing because often there'll be like a worn out path underneath them. And they just go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Generally means their environment is not quite as well designed as it could be. Because it's not properly stimulating them. Does pacing mean they're Madge? It more means they're Sag, I think. They're not really Madge. They're more Sag. Like, they're bored. They have nothing else to do. The most exciting thing they have to do is to fall into a repeating brain pattern. And you know what else is kind of like pacing? You know when you're on your phone and you're bored and you don't have enough mental stimulation and you just like go, you know, flick Twitter, refresh, look at the new thing, you know, back to homepage Discord, scroll through your notifications, you read those, home, back to Twitter, refresh your feed, home, back to Discord, scroll through notifications. That's pacing, but in humans. Basically the same thing. So yeah, it's just a lack of having anything interesting to do. But it can become quite sort of self-destructive in zoo animals. It's generally what zookeepers are trying to avoid. It can be quite difficult to provide them. I'm not saying that the zookeepers are doing a bad job by any means to have a pacing animal. Because it can be very difficult to provide an environment that is as similar as possible to their original environment while in the constraints of the budget. Because like the Adelaide Zoo, for example, relies almost entirely on tourism for funding, and they're not getting a lot of tourism because yeah, I think you guys can probably guess why they're not getting a lot of tourism. But yeah, it's really difficult. Because yeah, you can say like, the zoo's not doing good enough, but they get given animals that they have no choice but to look after, regardless of whether they're appropriate animals for their zoo, but regardless of whether they have space for them, regardless of whether they're animals that will help them in conservation efforts or in tourism. They have to take them. They have to foot the bill for that. And their only form of funding is donations, grants, which are highly competitive, with far bigger zoos than Adelaide Zoo. Go to SA to visit the zoo and not even say hi to Lysel. That'd be a Chad move, I gotta say. I would be sad to have missed whoever went, but at the same time, that would be such a Chad move that I couldn't even blame him. But yeah, like, the zoos do the best they can, but they might not actually have enough funding to provide enough space for something like a bunch of tortoises. Because the tortoises were thrusted upon them. They didn't have any plans to have a tortoise enclosure. Tortoises mostly sit around anyway, so they're fine. You wouldn't be that sad, Rach. I'd be the one of the people you're missing. One of the people. Why can't I understand English sometimes? I don't know what you just said. I'd be one of the people you're missing. One of the people you're missing. Yeah. I don't know why my brain can't comprehend that sentence. I just can't. It's too complicated. The bigs were 2-word. Oh, to be a smuggled tortoise. A snuggled tortoise. Said you'd be sad to miss somebody if you went to the zoo and I didn't see you. Yeah, I know. I know that's what I said. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just struggling, okay? Struggling. What does miss mean again? Don't answer that question. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. Let's bigger on this one. We can get rid of a bit of it. Like that. Okay. Nice one. Look at that. Schmoof. Schmoof. Art streams are very, Lysel comfy. I'll probably be hopping in and out. You're doing amazing, Lysel. And thanks, Jeff, for the entertainment. Yo, thanks for hanging out, Rays. I do appreciate it. How do I good? My stick figures look depressed and they have no head. Practice. Thank you for the follow. Shalik Metagram. Every artist starts out as stick figurist. Then they just keep doing it more and more. And then you get good at it. Yeah, that'll do. Alright. And you know what? I don't actually need to do this so many times. I can actually delete that. And delete that. And then I can just duplicate this. I could have done this for the last frame too, but I was like, oh no, it's fine. And then duplicate this. Put it here. And then we just move it down a little bit. There we go. Beautiful. Nyurm, nyurm, nyurm. Look at her go. She's gaming. Alright. Now we want to color in the lines because we don't actually want red lines on our Switch controller. It's a bit weird. Ravenclaw poster? Yeah. Yeah. I was actually rewatching the Harry Potter films. Well, not all of them. Some of them I've watched just too many times. I don't know if I am able to watch them again. But I rewatched the ones that I don't watch very often because I don't actually like them as much, but I was like, yeah, I'll rewatch them, why not? So I rewatched Harry Potter 5, Harry Potter 6, and I'm gonna move on to Harry Potter 7 soon, which is another one that I haven't watched very much. Cause yeah, I generally like them a little less. I don't like the books that much less, but I like the movies a lot less than I like the early ones. Although the books aren't that great in the later parts either. But the movies, the direction changes so much that it don't have no John Williams. I don't know what to do about that, dude. You can't not have John Williams. That was the point at which Harry Potter was dead. Same with Doctor Who. As soon as they don't have Murray Gold anymore, it's dead. I feel like people underestimate. You know, people always like, oh, we need to recast this actor because, you know, hypothetically they died or something. But and that's important, of course. Recasting the right actor is important. But you know what's more important? Recasting your musician. Recasting your composer. The composer is so important. It's just so important. And it's the same with Doctor Who. The lack of Murray Gold is really what killed the series for me. He was just so good. If they die, they decompose. That sounds like a classic music joke. What is Bach doing in his grave? Decomposing. Okay. Ooh, you know what I missed? I missed a single color. How dare I? I missed this color. Is that the right one? Yes. Which I usually put right here. I usually put it on the edge between two surfaces of skin because it lets me emulate subsurface scattering. That's right. I know complicated words. Okay, there we go. It's sad they fired Depp. He carried in Fantastic Beasts. I thought he was the biggest fucking letdown of the whole thing. I guess people are entitled to their different opinions, but I was like, why the fuck is fucking Jack Sparrow playing Grindelwald? Like, this isn't Grindelwald, this is Johnny Depp. There's no personality. It's just another Johnny Depp character. I don't mind Johnny Depp that much, but he can only play one character. He was barely in Fantastic Beasts. If you think he carried, it's because you like his other roles more. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I don't know. Fantastic Beasts is weird. It's weird. I don't know. I don't know if I like it. It's just weird. Yeah, the jigsaw piece is a nice touch, isn't it? He was epic and he would have been so dominant in the third now. Yeah. His woman stinks more. Oh, the main, like the really loud, annoying one. He's just like really annoying and then becomes an antagonist for some reason because she's like racist? I'm not sure. I forget. I thought the whole thing where they undid the plot of the previous movie was really stupid. I don't know if anyone remembers that, but they were like, yeah, the whole thing is like, oh, he's forgotten who he is, it's so sad. And then the next film, they're like, yep, he remembers. It's like, what? He forgot. What the fuck? What is this? It shows a lack of confidence in your own story if you can't stick to the plot points you lay out, you know? It shows that you're not even confident that your own story can continue with what it's laid out from the previous things, you know? It was just, Fantastic Beasts is a bit shit, isn't it? It's just a bit shit, isn't it? I don't know if any of you guys have noticed. It's just a bit dog shit. I don't mind Reddy Edmayne. Yes, I don't mind Reddy Edmayne. I actually think he's quite a fun protagonist. He's, you know, a bit shy and quirky, and That's always fun in a protagonist, not to have just a complete Mary Sue. So actually, I quite like it, but most of the rest of the film is just like, what the fuck is this? What am I watching? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I would have liked it more if I watched it when I was younger or something. Or if I was slightly more passionate about Harry Potter. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just, yeah, doesn't do it for me. It's not bad, it's just kind of lukewarm. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't say it's awful. It's just really isn't that good. I can see why somebody would love it. That's the thing. That's what makes it not that bad, is that I can see why somebody would love it, but I would never. I would never have a strong enough emotion about it to feel that way. Contrary, post it to Reddit under an alt. Someone will agree with you and like it. Burn the essay I wrote on Fantastic Beasts for fun. I just did a quick skim and it's trash. Oh, heck. Yeah, I don't... If you like Fantastic Beasts, I am not judging. But I just didn't. I didn't like it. But I also, as I said, and this is another not particularly popular opinion, I also thought Harry Potter 3 onwards was kind of dog shit. I only like the first 2 Harry Potter films. From then on, I just don't really like it. What? Yeah, I don't like them. I think they're such just... Ugh. Ugh, dude. That freeze frame? You guys gonna forget about the freeze frame? There's some good moments in there, but the books were better. I'm not a massive, like, you know, book fanatic. I think the movies can be done well. I just think that the first 2 films capture the essence of Harry Potter really well, and the rest of them are, like, just kind of bad. Yeah, the freeze frame is awful. Nobody can argue with that. The freeze frame is actually a crime. The freeze frame, whoever did that should be arrested, I think. We could just delete this. Okay. They didn't cast a single spell in the first movie. Harry didn't cast a single spell. Yeah, because it was about a, you know, non-magical character, you know, discovering this incredible world. I don't see anything particularly wrong with that. I think a lot of the later films could have used with a bit of cutting of things that aren't useful. That freeze frame, man. Yeah, that freeze frame. Yeah, and that too. Harry, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire? Dumbledore said calmly. Oh, classic. Didn't he have a nose in the first one? No. No, he didn't. Have you seen the AVMP? It's the best Harry Potter content, even though it's fan-made. No. But yeah. Oh, you know where else I should put the pink lines? I'll give it a shot. I'm not sure if it'll look good or not, but I'll give it a shot. Like here. Should I do that? You know what? I think I like it. Blends it more, that makes it look a little less weird. There we go. Alright, I haven't done the later ones yet. Oh, a Harry Potter musical. Oh. Yes, I did watch that as a kid. It was pretty funny. I don't remember a lot of it though. Alright. Look, she's all colored. Beautiful. All colored in. Love that. Cool, cool, cool. Harry Potter and what looks like it seems to be a small pile of ash. Yeah, that's another funny thing. Very classic. I go to see Cursed Child on the 5th with my sis. I hope you enjoy it, Ambrose. I haven't seen it myself. I've seen the summaries. Okay, I need to do some thinking. I need to get rid of this, and these. And then I need to copy merged, paste. No? Why is it blank? How did you do that? Need to copy merged and paste. Okay, there we go. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Perfect. Then I need to merge these two. Perfect. That does need to be on top of that layer. Great. Alright. Seeing this emote under construction with just shadow fuzzy fingers or the lack of a head sometimes feels spooky. Yeah, fair. Emotes look a bit weird when they're not finished yet. Alright, I also want to bring these up so I can copy the movement. Alright. Alright. Cool beans. I suck and art? Yo, both? That's crazy. The soup burnt my fucking mouth. You fool. You fool. I hope Fantastic Beasts 3 isn't gonna be delayed because of Rona. Probably. Most things are. I always find it crazy when things come out in Rona and they have like crowd scenes and I'm like, how did you do this? Is this illegal? Is this allowed? How did you do that? You know? And I'm just like vaguely concerned. Alright, now we want a video group. Put that in the video group. I want to make it a lot shorter. We want to duplicate. 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 My emotes are so cute. Thanks. That's sweet of you. Nah, you're a good elephant. I was just joking around. Now I need to watch Lord of the Rings again. I rewatched the whole Lord of the Rings trilogy with my parents when we went to New Zealand. It was actually so good. It was like a long time since I watched it, you know? It's one of those things where you're like, yeah, I watched it so many times, so I need to watch it again. And then you watch it again, you're like, wow, this is actually pretty good. I see why it's a classic. Good film. This is the peak here. Probably keep it where it is, actually. Yeah. Then the other ones can go further down. Actually, I think I fucked that one up messily. It's definitely not meant to be that far down. It's meant to be like here. Up, slightly down, down, slightly up, up. Okay, that should work. I think the up's a little too high though. Just make it a little less. Crafter Yord! Thank you for redeeming your tea time. Oh my god, is that Crafter with a B redeeming tea time? Holy moly. Right, that one's gonna go a bit down now. Okay, let's take some looksies. Looks a bit silly, obviously, without the everything else, but let's hide that layer. See if it's smooth. Not really. Okay. Oh, that's why it's not smooth. This is meant to be higher than the previous frame. Up, up. There we go. Now it's smoother. That's a little bit too small. I might have to exaggerate that movement more, because it's not going to show up when it's small, but that's okay. Are those lines the controller? Oh, they're the schwoofs. They're the schwoofs. You know what I mean, the schwoofs. Let me show you with the sketch. Schwoofs, you see? You know, movement schwoofs. They're movement schwoofs. Okay, now I need to move the body a little bit too. I think I'm going to give that its own video group. Just needs a little bit of movement to go with the arms, really. The schwoofs. Yeah, you know the schwoofs. I need to get a cup of tea. I've actually had a cup of coffee this morning. And I had it literally when I woke up. Mum sort of like came into my room and was like, yo, do you want a coffee? And I'm like, I'm not awake. I was technically awake, you know, because I turned around and said, yeah, but I wasn't really awake. There's like a phase of existence I live in from like the hours of 6:30 until 7:30, sometimes like 6 o'clock until like 8 o'clock, where I have my phone next to me. It is technically playing Small Ant Stream, and I'm technically listening and sometimes saying things, but how awake I am during that varies. Sometimes I am literally just fully unconscious during that period of time. But yeah, I do generally remember to wake up and turn on the stream. It's just whether or not I stay awake. Schwoof, isn't that the cool new app that sends something to your phone, email, fax, and more? What? That sounds like a sick app. How useful. Alright. Let's turn this into a frame. Just the one. It's 6:10. It's 9:40. If it's an Office reference? Oh, I see. That makes sense. I feel like very few modern things would have a reference to faxes. Okay, let me open up. Which one is it? These two. Okay. Alright, we gotta duplicate this 6 times. I've never really watched The Office. I've watched a little bit of The Office, but the original one, not the weird American one. Okay, that's definitely the dip. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go like 9 down. 10, just to be even. Okay. So that's down, up, way up. I'm about to pass out. Sheesh. I don't think I was so tired. Good night, Liza. Looks great. Thanks, Ambrose. Have a good sleep. The American one is a lot of cringe, but also a lot of wholesomeness. I mean, the UK one is also very, like, difficult to stomach at times because it's a lot of, like, I don't know, it's that specific brand of humor where it's, like, incredibly uncomfortable situations, you know? And you're like, no, don't. Stop, stop, stop. It's like watching a car crash in slow motion, you know? That's a lot of the comedy in The Office, and it can be a little bit difficult to stomach sometimes. Largely cringe-based. It is largely cringe-based, that's true. My sister detests that type of comedy. She just will refuse to watch it. If something is cringe, she will, like, leave the room. She hates it. Nice. Oh, she's looking more alive now. It was really difficult to make this animation not look weird. Because it is kind of, it's a bit difficult to make it look, not weird. But I think it looks okay. What if it's, cringe and based? Britain in general is largely cringe based. That is so true. I don't like it, but I will watch. I think you should leave, so I understand Northern Lights references to it. I see. Is it similar in that it's cringe based? Yo, Dear Apple, hire me. Thank you for the Prime Gaming. That's nuts. That is absolutely nutty. A Prime Gaming? Are you kidding me? For me, a Prime? That's bonkers. Okay. So the last thing, her arm is so jaggering. Jaggering. Jaggering? Jaggering? Her arm is so jaggering. Is jaggering a word? It's moving quickly. I think it's fine. It looks better small. As many emotes do. Well, not all of them. Some look way better big. Mick does. Mick Jagger. Yes. The eye highlight is a reference point. Fuck Galileo. Yeah, it doesn't move with her. Which isn't intentional, but I don't want to. I can't be bothered animating that, so I'm gonna leave it. It's gonna stay. It's not gonna be animated with her. Nobody will notice. Your cat. Also, it's true. The light source doesn't move, so technically it shouldn't. Yo, that's a year. That's a year, cat. Thank you for the 12 months. Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. Alright, should we add the little swoosh swoosh lines? I wasn't sure if I was going to include them in the final emote, but I think they might be fun. The question is, what color should we make them? It'll be our little Easter egg. Yes. Yes. Mick Jagger. Mick Jagger. I love that. Oh, Mick Jagger. I guess you would, wouldn't you? It's not completely unrealistic. Alright, let me check out this in 122. 112? 1213? Okay. Oh, gotta get it forever. Is the animation too subtle? I think the answer is yeah. I think it's a little too subtle. Just gonna have to exaggerate it a bit. That's okay. Okay, this is peak. Go up. Maybe just one for now. This is anti-peak. The antipody, if you will. Up. Okay, it's a bit more exaggerated. So I want it to be able to be seen from a distance, otherwise it's gonna look a bit funny. That's what you thought it was too? I mean, it makes sense. I love that. Mick is an Irish surname meaning son of. I had no idea. That's kind of fun. It's like son. That's so cool. Love that. You're so good at animating? Thanks. That's sweet of you. Should I exaggerate it more? I might exaggerate the shoulders more. I think that's okay. This is peak. I definitely think I need the low one to be lower. That's the lowest one. Neck elongated. You can actually hardly see the difference in the... She do be gaming. Alright. I don't know if you guys can actually, if you guys have noticed, if it's noticeable in the animation, but the bounce of her head is actually 1 frame behind the shaking of the controller, which I think is kind of fun. It used to be in line with the shaking of controller, but I actually think it looks better 1 frame behind because, you know, it's like, you know, that's just how physics work. You noticed? Pog. Yeah. The shoulders as well. The shoulders are in line with the shaking because I figured that makes sense. The shoulders aren't moving as a consequence of the shaking. The shoulders are causing the shaking. So they ought to be moving at the same time because it's all the one movement. But the head is just bouncing because of the gravity, so. You notice too, it's fun. I like adding little stuff like that to animation to make it look a little bit more realistic. Fab. Very fab. Okay, yeah, so let's give making schwoof lines a shot. I don't know how well it's gonna go. It's gonna be tricky. The thing with schwoof lines is you want to show the arc of the animation. Which can be tricky. But I think we can give it a shot. We can try. I guess this has got to be on top of everything. No, below the controller, probably. So let's put it here. Why did it move down? Maybe that's not the right layer. This layer. Video group. Weird. Okay. Nearest chaotic. The family would simply choose not to do that. Choose what? If an Irish person and an Icelandic person marry, they take the Irish surname but live in Iceland. Would the child be McSurnameson? I kind of like that. I mean, that's that. By that logic, you know, you have, you know, Donald has a son. His son is named McDonald, and then McDonald has a son, and his son is named McDonald, and then McDonald has a son, and his son is named McDonald. I don't think they compound. He had a farm. I see, and from that farm grew up to become the biggest chain restaurant in the world. Alright. Let's try the schwoofs. I'll give it a shot. I think I'm going to plan it out first, though. Because I want it to be... Might make another layer. Oh, in here, though. In here. Why is it convinced this is layer 16? When it's not. It's layer 27. This is... There we go. I don't even know what layer 16 is. What's the eye? Wait. The eye... What? Whatever. I don't know what that even means, dude. But okay. The shine now moves with her eyes. I don't know how I did that. It was an accident. Layer 16 is a bitch and lied to me or something. I don't know. I'm getting it out of here. I'm moving it out of the way. I don't want to see it ever again. Okay. McDonald son. Does that imply that, like... I don't know what that implies. Wait, what moves with the eyes? Don't even worry about it. It's confusing. I just got confused. I didn't realize the layer was a thing, and then it was a thing, and then I'm like, wait, this was a thing? He said that was the thing, and then it turned out it was a thing. But it's fine. Don't even worry about it. Don't even stress about it. Alright, I want this to be here. Yes, please. Thank you. Actually, you know what? This has got to be above the controller. This has got to be the top layer. Didn't realize that till now, but that's okay. So, we want the line of movement to arc, but most importantly, it's got to match up with down here, right? So, where is this layer and why is it not showing up here? Ah, here it is. Alright. This arc of movement has got to end at the right spot. Okay, it's got to move like that. This is our arc of movement. It moves up and down on this arc. Look at that. That's nice. And the arc of movement should generally be the same for the whole controller, so I might just duplicate this a couple times to get like a point of reference. We can use these to inform our schwoof lines. Does it match up on the other side too? That's okay, it's 3D. It's because it's 3D, it's not because I messed up. No. Just a bit different, it's fine. It still works, it's okay. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It was because she messed up. Is it? My narrator is wrong. It's wrong. This really narrates my windows. I feel that so hard. Okay, I think I'm just gonna merge those together, make it like transparent a bit. And then we're gonna use, this color? Ooh, that's not the brush. This color? Or just white? Doesn't matter, we can color it in later if we decide we want to do a different color. Okay, cool. So this is the peak of the animation, correct? Yes, this is the peak. I'd actually rather a motion frame, so let's start on a motion frame. Let's duplicate that. Callie redeem Windows. Oh! Oh my god, Callie! I'm so sorry I missed it. Narrator. I love
Mouse
this.
mode on. Narrator. Heading. Narrator. Twitch. smomgamer.psd at
Twitch.
100%. Layer 27 copy. Z.
Zed. Alright, cool.
Z.
Thank you, Callie. Very cool of you to redeem this. I do appreciate that. I'm sorry I missed it. Animation really... Zed. Animation really, clearly takes more of my focus than normal emote making, because boy oh boy do I neglect chat when I'm animating. Requires me to be looking with my eyes a lot. Zed. Okay. And here's the magic trick.
OBS. Duplicate. Okay. smomgamer.psd at 100%. Layer 27 copy. RGB/8 asterisk window.
So we want to continue this line. But we're actually going to delete the tail.
Z.
Zed. I'm so excited for this. Yeah, what's up, Smum? Hello, welcome in.
Z.
I'm excited for it too. It's coming along great. Oh, random person screaming. Love that. Man, Windows Narrator doesn't really talk much if you're not doing anything interesting, huh? It's not even talking about its pain even once. Maybe I've just trained it well.
Z.
Zed.
Z.
Zed. Okay. Okay, I actually want a little bit more decay than that.
Z.
Zed. I feel like I'm scamming Callie right now. Gru? Yeah, no Gru. I can get it to read Twitch if you guys like.
Twitch. Google Chrome pane.
Just do a little bit of it.
Complimentary. Send a message.
Yeah, Z
edit.
is undo. Control Alt Z? Control Shift Z? I don't know why I can't remember the...
PSD at 100%. Layer 27 copy 2. RGB/8 asterisk window.
I really am scamming Callie. Alright. There we go. It doesn't even read out the timeline or anything.
Smomwow.gif at 200%. Layer 1. RGB/8 asterisk tab item 1 of 2.
Nice, I like that. Perfect. And then we want the final one, which is basically just this one, but it decays even more.
Okay. Smom Gamer. Twitch. Google Chrome. Scan off.
Okay. It's totally you. Okay. It's you gaming, Smom. Absolutely gaming.
Z.
Nice! Look at those motion lines, aren't they fun? I love motion lines, look at them go. Alright. What if I did like that? Pain?
Edit. 60. Smomgamer.psd at 100%. Layer 27 copy 3. RGB/8. OB. Smomgamer. Delete. Dupe. OK. Smomgamer.psd at 100%. Layer 27 copy 3. RGB/8. Asterisk window. Edit.
Now it's reading out some fun stuff.
Pain.
Pain? It's in pain! Yep, pain. I think the pain usually comes from OBS, but I'm okay with the occasional Z. Yeah, it's
image.
It's when I open up panels.
Edit.
So
pain.
Edit.
Pain. Mode. Image.
I thought it did it for this pain too. Apparently not.
Mode. 1 of 30. Edit. Pain.
Pain.
Edit. 100%.
I wish I was as good at that like you. Hey, it's all practice. I wasn't born like this.
PSD at 100%. Layer 27 copy 4. RGB/8.
Spring out of the
window.
womb.
Z.
Making art. Everybody starts from somewhere.
Pain. Edit. Smomgamer.psd at 100%. Layer 27 copy 4. Z.
Okay, we'll do one here. One here. One here. My brush is way bigger this time though, so I gotta manually turn those into little icicles. Okay, beautiful. My art's really good. It's nice to watch your stream for a while, but food's ready, so I'm gonna go eat. Bye. See you later, Adrian. Thanks for hanging out. I do appreciate it. Nice catching up before. Pain, innit? Just because Windows Narrator is being very well behaved today, I might let it go on for longer than it usually does.
Edit. OK. Smomgamer.psd at 100%. Layer 27 copy 4. RGB/8. Asterisk window. Z. Man, so well said, Windows Narrator. Z.
It is Z, isn't it? It's definitely not Z. I'm glad you agree.
Z.
I quite simply wouldn't understand what Windows Narrator was referring to if it did say Z.
Z. Z. Z. Z. Z.
It would be simply incomprehensible to me. Windows Narrator is based. So true. It's Z in French too, and French is also based. I feel like that's probably where it came from. It's probably one of those things where the English people are like, well, the French say it, and the French are very fancy, so we should say it too. Probably one of those. That happened a lot. For people who are allegedly at war with France for like most of the time, England is a bunch of France simps, I'll say it. You guys ever noticed that? Isn't that weird? They're always like, we had a 100-year war with France, but also, oh my god, France, you're so sophisticated. Tu es mon frère.
Z.
Should definitely know what that word means. I definitely recognize it, but I can't remember what it means.
Z.
I just looked up Monk on Netflix to see if it was there, and apparently There's a Netflix adaptation of the fucking Journey to the West for kids. For kids? I don't know what the Journey of the West is, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, Monk it's what Adrian used to have his profile picture all the time. I've never watched it though. Yo, thanks for your follow, Jeffrey Thy Jam.
Z.
Said. Okay, I do actually have one more frame of that. A little bit less smooth. Maybe just because the movement's a bit quicker. Let's delete this.
Smomgamer.p Adobe Photoshop. Smomgamer.psd
Sorry, what was that?
At 1 Adobe Photoshop CC2.
Adobe
Smomgamer.psd
Photoshop.
at 100%. Okay. Smomgamer.psd at 100%. Layer 27 copy 5. RGB/8 asterisk window.
That's crazy that Windows Narrator it's actually part of Judaism. Just because I keep pressing duplicate. Manage un pomme de terre. Mange un pomme de terre. Yes. 8 apple. Eat apple. What is this website for painting? This isn't a website, this is a program, but it's Photoshop. It is very expensive. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it because if you buy it, it's very expensive.
Z.
And there's also a bunch of programs out there which you can do basically the same thing in. Nobody's ever held back in their art significantly by the program they use. Sometimes I paint in Paint, you know, like Windows Paint, just for fun. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna use Windows Paint today because I feel like it. Like what I did one just the other day.
Taskbar pane.
Where was it?
Lil Paint. Photos. File Explorer window. Lil Paint Cloud Forest Scene.png.
I was just like, you know what?
Window.
I'm gonna
Photos,
paint in
add to favorites.
Paint. And then I painted in Paint.
Disabled.
And then I painted in Paint. And I'm like, oh, cute. And that was it.
Lil Paint, smomgamer.psd at 100%.
Pomme de terre's
layer
potato.
27 copy 6. RGB/8.
What did I say?
Asterisk
Did I say
window.
apple? It is also apple. Yeah, but that's my bad. I was getting confused. Why does it keep saying pain? I imagine it's something to do with the sensations. I don't know.
Edit pain.
It's having a rough time. Okay, let's delete this.
Smomgamer.psd at 100%.
How do the motion lines look? Do I like them?
Smomgamer.psd at 12.5%. Layer 27 copy 6. OBS 27.0.1. 64. Sources. Smomgamer.p. 1 of 3 of 30. 4 of 30. Combo box. Expand. Select. Select. Combo. Select. Combo box. Open. But. Smomgamer.psd at 12. Equals sign. Smomgamer.psd at 33. Combo box. Read only. Timeline tab item. Combo 8. Combo box.
Man, it's so just talkative now.
Selected. Combo
Vivid
box.
Life's fun.
Smomgamer.psd at 33.
It's not that fun.
Combo box. Selected. Combo box. Collapsed. Smomgamer.psd at 30. Combo box.
Yo!
Collapsed.
Sign Lyceal hacker.
Yo, yeah, that's me zooming.
Hyphen. Equals sign.
I love how it says hyphen. Listen to how it says hyphen. Hyphen.
Equals sign.
Hyphen. It says it so quietly too, just like hyphen.
Equals sign.
I love that. Thank you for the freaking
OBS
8 months, Glossy Ibis. I appreciate that. 8 months? That's a long
Windows,
time.
profile, untitled, scenes, Smonggamer.psd
I saw a
at
lot of ibis at the zoo the other day.
66.7%, layer 27 copy
It's because
5,
you zoomed out.
RGB
It sounds quieter.
/8,
That makes
asterisk window.
sense. It makes so much sense.
Combo 20 select select selected combo box pane smonggamer.psd at hyphen smonggamer.psd at 12.5%.
Do I like the motion lines?
Video group 8 RGB /
Let us select,
8
please.
window.
One day we'll get a full select. What am I listening to right now? I have no idea. Let's see it with and without. I think I like it. This is Katamari. I love Katamari.
Task smonggamer.ps OBS 27.0.1 create smonggamer.psd at 12.5% Adobe Photoshop CC smonggamer.psd at 12.5% layer 29 RGB / 8 asterisk window.
It does sound like
Swatches
Katamari.
tab item 2 of 2.
Yellow? Try yellow. No, not yellow. Too piss colored. My own emotes? So just emote ideas? For my own emotes, you may. These ones are the ones that I've been commissioned though, yeah. So somebody has asked me to make these. I didn't come up with the idea, but it is still a great idea.
Edit smonggamer.psd at 12.5% layer 29 combo
Who said
box,
this was going to be so hard?
pane,
Yeah, you can't see that at all.
one of combo box expand smonggamer.psd at 12.5% video OBS 27.0.1 64-bit Windows profile untitled scenes untitled window scene transitions group.
You guys, group? We got a group, guys. Let's fucking go. Callie has now gotten value. Yeah. You're welcome, Callie. I'll turn it off now.
Button.
If I can remember how.
Notification overflow pane narrator main exiting narrator.
There we go. Goodbye, narrator. Farewell. Farewell. Alright, do I know what I'm doing right now? No siree. Is it visible when it's small anyway? I need to go to the export 112 forever. Only a little bit. And you know what? I don't think it detracts from it. I wish this animation was faster, but it's 24 frames per second, and there's not really a lot I can do about that. This is as fast as it can be. There's only one frame in the middle. You know what I would like to do, though? I would love to make this bigger somehow, but I don't know how, because it's taking up pretty much the whole frame already. Oh, by the way, I don't know if Smum's still here, but I also finished a different one. I finished Smum Wow. I was going to send them both at the same time. Alright, let me save this. We'll save our progress. Oh, I forgot to color in the headphones. You know what? I just didn't color them at all. They're literally monochrome. That's really foolish of me. I might save that for later, so I can go over the fine details a little bit before I send it off. Which means that in the meanwhile, we can do a new emote, a fresh one. I've already done the sketch for it, technically, but pretty much fresh. So let's go to Point Crow, Pico Gamba. What did I call it? Pico Slot? No. Pico Pokey? No. Pico Gamba. I did call it Gamba. Whatever. Okay. Look at his very empty face. Definitely no thoughts head empty. I wouldn't mind editing this sketch a little bit. I feel like it could use a little bit of work, which is why I haven't worked on it yet. But, yeah, we got something to start with. Okay, that's off. Good, good. I think the first thing I'd like to do is move his body a little bit more leftward. So it doesn't look like he's hunching or nothing. Like that. Yeah. And then the next thing would be move this so it's facing a little bit more upward. Yo, thank you for the raid. Oh my god, bro. Ash. I always read it, like physically read it, and I'm like, that's not their name. Ash, thank you for the freaking raid. Sorry. What did you send? Hey, yo, homie. You see this shirt I'm wearing? You know what material it is? Boyfriend material. That's such a good raid message. Thank you, Ash. Welcome in everybody from Ash's stream. I hope you had a fun time. Very cool, very cool. Let's shorten up this arm. I would love it to be shorter. I'd love it to have less arm. More like that. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Let's get rid of some of this length of arm. Thank you, Ash, for the raid. I hope you had a lovely stream. What were you up to? Let me find some more music to listen to because our mix just ended. What do we want to listen to? I feel like I'm getting a little bit tired of Nintendo mixes. I feel like I've heard everything, you know? I wouldn't mind listening to some Animal Crossing though. Let's do Animal Crossing. There we go. A little bit of Animal Crossing never goes astray. Played Resident Evil 8 today and got stressed. It sounds like a stressful game. I don't blame you. I do not blame you there. This is a very unusual pose for shooting an arrow, or am I confused? Yeah, you're confused. He's at a pokey machine. Once it's colored in, I'm sure it'll be a bit clearer. But yes, he's at a pokey machine. That was foolish of me. Dodgy dealings. Yes, he is doing some dodgy dealings. He's up to some sketchy business. People on Twitch love gambling, and oh boy do they love encouraging it in children. I'm very real. I don't understand. I don't understand how somebody can do that any more than they can encourage anything else, like, you know, telling children to smoke cigarettes. I genuinely don't understand. I'm definitely not on the side of Twitch, which is like, oh, it's just a bit of fun, you know, just the boys gambling together. I'm not on that side of Twitch. But anyway, it's a fun emote. It's very cute. And people love predictions. People do love predictions. Which is gambling. I think that's mostly what this emote's going to be used for. Bum, 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 bum. Heads or tails, Lamau. Now, you gotta make it so that they pick a choice that they think surely if one person gets it, then they might get it and they'll get a lot from it. But in actual fact, they're gonna put all of their coins in, and they're gonna lose them all. Because the thing is that gambling is very rarely 50-50. Most of the time, it's a lot lower than that. But you gotta make people think that it's not. Like, you know, the heads and tails gamble thing. Is like, you gotta get tails X times in a row. It's basically the same as like the normal card thing where you write in the numbers, the lotto. But instead of writing numbers, you just write heads or tails and you have to get them all right. Roll a d20. I'll roll a d100 and you're still gonna get a billion times better odds than you'd ever get doing actual gambling and stuff like the lotto. So yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but I don't like gambling. I think it's stupid. I think it's evil. I think it is designed primarily to exploit the poor by making them think, oh, I could be rich, when in actual fact, it's just gonna make them poorer. It's fucked up. But anyway, Pico Gamba! Let's go, gamers. What a cute emote, am I right? Isn't it adorable? Look at him go, little mans. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. Yep. Heads or tails, Lamau. Am I doing this right? What is a prediction? Yep, that's a prediction. Good job. I'm so proud of my mods. That's the one thing I always say about my mods, is that, sure, maybe they're not the most intelligent. That's what I always say about my mods. End of sentence. That's so mean. It's not true. My mods are very smart, very, very lovely. True and based. Sheesh. Yeah, so true. Okay. I'm gonna move this. I'm gonna move the elbow. I'm allowed to do that, right? Nobody can stop me. It's my own piece of art. Okay. I hate the fact that it's a crow. Don't tell Crow I said this, but the fact it's a crow, it makes things hard. I love crows as much as the next person, but trying to make this not look like a furry is just a constant battle that I will never win. It's like, you gotta make it look human, but don't make it look like a furry. It's impossible. Lean into it? Nah, Eric is like, if I lean into it, Eric will catch me and he'll be like, this looks like a furry. And I'll be like, I know. Because Crow doesn't want it to look like a furry either. You just have to accept the furry. I can't, it's a commission. And he doesn't want to look like a furry. Can I move this up and get rid of the body? I'd love that. I can't move it much up or I'm gonna start covering the face. But if I can move it a little bit up, and then shorten this even further. This doesn't need to be a long stick. That's what she said. Okay. That'll do. Just want to simplify it, you know, make each element of the image as big as it can possibly be. Alright, he should have thought about not wanting to look like a furry before asking you to draw a furry. He probably should have. He probably should have. He's like, I don't want it to look like an anthropomorphized crow, but my character is an anthropomorphized crow. I love the way Poem talks. Is Poem here? Where's Poem? Poem's not here. Very Poem. Man said schneckies. I honestly don't think I spelled that right. Yeah, I feel that. I also love the way Poem talks. Why did they call— oh my god. Why do they call it oven? Because you of in the cold, or because you of out hot? This is unacceptable. It's because you of out hot eat the food. It's not because you out hot the food. Because you of hot eat the food. Yeah. Out. Because you out hot eat the food. I hate. Okay. I think we could do a bit bigger than that. 20? Yeah. Streamer can't read. Look. Why do they call it oven when you oven cold out hot eat the food? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You know that wasn't originally a Garfield meme, it was originally a speedrunner meme, and then the Garfield people got to it, you know? And then they had to put John's cakes full on display, which is just distracting from the original purpose of the meme. It was originally a speedrunner's meme. Is that thumb even going the right way? I don't know why it feels like this thumb is not going the right way. It is, I'm pretty sure. The thumb goes inward. I've studied thumb before, and it does go inward, but it just looks like it's a backwards hand. It's not, but it looks like it is. You saying you don't like John's cake? I'm just saying it's distracting. Please just replace his head with a PNG of a crow. Yeah, I like it too much, that's the issue. Thanks for the follow, Amethyst. I like to believe that it's a canon Garfield comic. It does, that is the kind of fun part about the meme, and I think it's the reason it only got popular once that version appeared, because it almost has this like uncanny valley level of plausibility. Like, was this just a Garfield comic joke gone terribly, terribly wrong? Because there are a lot of Garfield comic jokes gone terribly wrong, you know? And this could have been one of them. And the idea that that is true, it's beautiful, you know? It's a beautiful fantasy world that I think a lot of us want to live in. And I can understand that desire to live in the fantasy world where that is a real Garfield comic, but sometimes you gotta accept reality. Is the emote Pico Gamba? It is! What's up, Jazz? You do be gambering. Okay. Nice. Coming along. Snap back to reality. Oop, there goes John's case. Oh no. I don't know where the original image comes from, because that could be a real Garfield strip. It certainly looks like it. But I'm not sure if they would have given John such incredible cakes. So I'm not sure if somebody just is very good at emulating the style of Garfield. It's a good song. Mum's Spaghetti. It is a good song. A classic. Let me know if you want to see my weird art. I have plenty to share and embarrass myself with. Well, we have a Discord with an art channel in it, and anybody is welcome to share the art at any time. If you want to. We've got a lovely little community of artists. They do very good jobs. Love the idea that Eminem made a song called Mum Spaghetti. Yeah, that is pretty sick. He just really likes his mum's spaghetti, you know? Well, I guess he doesn't like it because he gets rid of it in a fashion. He gets rid of it out of his body. I mean, we do that to all food, all of us, I suppose. But he does it in the less conventional way. His mum cooking is shit. Yeah, he makes a whole song about how shit his mum's cooking is. That's pretty savage, dude. Can I get this line? Good thing narrator isn't on anymore, or all you guys would hear is just Zeds. I can do it for her if you like. Zed. 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 That one's actually okay. Oh no, Zed. 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 Please. Give me the line. Give me the line. That's the line. That's the line, baby. Do 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 do. I didn't even notice Miss Narrator was gone. Yeah, she will be missed. But her pain is over now, or at least we can't hear it. And that's really what matters. Is this animated or not? I don't have it written down as in my notes. I don't have it written down as animated. I don't remember if it's animated or not. It might not be. I think you might have asked for it not to be animated, which is fine. We can do a non-animated version. I don't think this one really needs to be animated for the meaning to get across. I love animated emotes, they're so fun. I've been having such a fun time making them. I should post a collection of the animated emotes I've made so far. So I've made Smum Wow, classic. They're all coming along. Wait. Wow. Got wow. This one. Bonk. I've had so much fun making animated emotes. They're great. Which are the ones that I've made so far? Have I done any other animated small hand ones yet? No, I made this one ages ago. It's not actually one he ever asked me to make. I think somebody pointed out when I was making Small Bless that it kind of looked like the first frame of like somebody going boy, you know? So I just made it into that as well. And of course you got the ones I've made for myself. The Menace. Bonk. Lysel S. Very frantic. Lysel Bongo, of course, and Lysel Hacker. I think is that all the ones? No, I've made Picro ones as well. Yeah, they're all coming along. I actually, I'm loving these animated emotes. It's such like it's a whole new dimension, you know, a whole new dimension. We've got Picro Riot. Oh, the corners on that one ain't so good. Is this better? I mean, it's bigger. That was fun. Animating fire is always good fun. I managed to do it in like 5 frames. Probably should have given myself a few more frames to work with, but hey, that's okay. And of course, this one is... Oh! Did that just crash? That's weird. Oh, that's very close. You do be panicking and sweating. Do you make follower emote? If no, please make some. I don't have any yet. I do have the option. Although keep in mind, not everybody has the option, so I might not have had the option. But yes, I don't Have any yet. Look at him, he's so cute. Anyway, so a little tangent. Small brain. Oh, I never animated that one. I did animate small gift though, but I didn't make that emote. That's one of Shushi's, but I animated that one. Small brain and stuff is that was animated by Smant. He's actually good animated. He's pretty good at art in general. Should we call it a Pico Burn instead of Pico Riot? Why? Riot's fine, right? I think it's fine. That's the purpose of the emote, is to be like, you know, like, you know, the town villages. That whole vibe. You should have called it something other than what Eric asked for, TBH. I mean, I often will call my emote one thing, and then he'll name it something else. Like, Pointcrow Pensive is Pointcrow Sigh, I think it's called. He's got a couple emotes like that where they're called something different to the file I sent him. People do that all the time. I mean, I'm not telling people what to name the emote by what I name it as in my files. Sometimes I name things really weirdly. Sometimes the names are not what they end up being called at all. Hey, Lysol turned 18 yesterday, went for my first night out. It was sick. Pog you, happy birthday for yesterday. That's very exciting. I remember turning 18. I was so excited. I was like, I'm officially an adult. Nobody can be patronizing to me ever again. It doesn't work like that, but it did go down a little bit. You know, it's decreased, I'd say. But then I still got the thing where if I ever said, like, I wasn't a kid, people like, or like, not a teenager, you're still a teenager, because there's actually the word teen at the end of 19, so, which I loved. Don't get me wrong, loved that. There's nothing I love more than being told I'm a child. That's really cool, love that. Thankfully, I'm now 20, so people officially can't say that to me anymore. 19-year-olds are definitely teenagers. Yeah, exactly. As I said, I really love people saying that. Say it more. I'm still drunk though. Nice. 20. True. So true. I'm not 19. I know, pog me. I'm 20. Yes, I sure am. 20 years old. Turning 18 was similar to like finishing high school in feel. It's like, I did it. I finished that. I'm technically now part of the cool kids. I'm an adult. I'm older. I was so hyped. Man, finishing school was crazy nice. Like, I know lots of people, like, cry or whatever when they graduate from school. I was pagging. I was pagging so hard. I was so fucking done with school. Being an adult is definitely not part of the cool kids. I'm a child, yeah. But eventually you grow up. Eventually you stop being a child. Both those things happened during the pandemic for me, so I never got that feeling. What, of being an adult? I mean, nothing changed. Nothing actually changed. It was all arbitrary. I still don't have my full license. What happened to your hair? You won't believe this, but actually, I was lying in bed one night, combing my beautiful, beautiful long hair. Almost, you know, it was like this long. I was brushing through it gently. And then I saw this figure in my door. To this day, I don't know who it was. Their face was covered by shadow, but they held up a pair of silver blades to the light and went shop, shop. And I screamed, and I tried to scramble away, but they held me down and chopped it all off. I don't know who that person was. It was Lauren for sure. Yeah, I have suspicions. I'll say that much. That's how I lost my hair. And I can't find it. They hid it. Literally the plot of Tangled, yeah. Except my hair isn't magical in any way. It was just an act of malicious, if you will. Which does paint Lauren as a pretty likely culprit, but hey. Innocent until proven guilty, right? She's lying, she actually shaved it during hashtag #BullFpeep. You got me. You got me. I'm a beebster, as they say. Do they say that? I don't think they say that. Maleficent, yeah. Maleficent from the Disney film. Cut my hair. It was actually I was kind of pagging. And honestly, I think it might have just been Angelina Jolie. I don't think Melissa's real. I think it was just Angelina Jolie. She just broke into my room. I don't know why. Alright. Looking good. Why does that bird have such human hands? Good question. The answer is, if you were a bird and you were gambling, how would you turn the little poker lever? The answer is, I can't be bothered figuring out, and thus, he has a hand. But he's had it in many emotes, alright? So, it's no big deal. Alright, let's open a point grow emote. Yo, Frenchie! Oh my god.
Bird hand.
Burb hand. He has hands. Oh my god. Thank you for the freaking 10 months. That's a long time. It's because it's a furry suit. Don't tell Eric that. He doesn't realize yet that I've slowly but surely made his character into a furry. Don't tell him. Don't tell him. But yo, thank you so much for the freaking 10 months. That's a long time. Guys want to know what working for Eric's like? Look at him. Look at freaking Peeker Bonk. Where did that go? Look at how many iterations it had. Wait, where did it go again? Here. From here to here to here to here to here. There's another one, isn't there? Where's the silver one? Oh no, that's that one. Changed a lot of times. Alright. But yes, I just need a color reference. Let's just grab a relatively recent one with a hand in it. Point crow facepalm. Let's do it. Look at him, he's so upset. Why are you so mad? That bird is a nerd with his 4 eyes. Don't bully me. He is, he's a massive nerd. Why does Peeker Bonk look like he has an oil drum on his stick? You could think of most large, comically sized hammers as oil drums on a stick, depending on the color of the oil drum. which can be really any color. I don't think there's a set color for oil drums, right? Bum, 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 ba, 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 ba. That was not the right button. What happened to Discord? You have a sub badge? Congratulations! Didn't you have one before? Oh, wow, I absolutely love the feathering, on the complicated emote on the right. I never noticed that. Thanks. Yeah, I generally do that on, all the emotes, actually. I don't know how easy it is to see, because usually they're pretty small. But I'm pretty consistent with how I color in the feathers, usually. I go from darkest at the shoulder to lightest at the tips, or sometimes the opposite direction, because it just depends on how I'm feeling. But usually darkest on the shoulder to the lightest on the tips. I'm gonna peace out, gamers. It's reaching weird feels kind of hour. I'll rich. Hope the rest of the emote goes well. Thanks, Nia. Have a good one. I hope you feel better. I think I should lower this and try and make it look a little bit more feathery. We'll see how we go. Alright, there we go. Try and make it look a little bit like a wing. Let's start with the shadows. You should make the circles on the head yellow because he isn't just giving the bonk, he is getting it too. The bonk, he is getting it too. An interesting concept. I might go to sleep as well, to be fair. Love you and all big up. Lysol. Have a good one, Lewis. Happy birthday again. Hope you had a fun night. What if we accidentally meet IRL? I guess. Wait, what? Is Jazz going to, Francaise? Oh my god. Accidentally called Callie. Oh my god, drunked out Callie. Ash just called you by accident? Ash has your number? Yo. I don't think I have almost any of the mods' numbers. I don't really have a mobile phone, so that'd probably do it. That might be part of the problem. Oh, you called them on Discord. Okay. Are you phoneless? A little bit. I have phone, it's a little broken because of Telstra. Telstra. It's complicated. It's been broken for like 2 years. I really ought to fix it. I just gotta go in and get a new plan. It's just every time it's so much of an ordeal. And last time it went so terribly wrong. So I'm a little bit trepidous, you know? Is that a word? I think that's a word. Does trepidous mean dangerous? Tentative. Maybe tentative is what I meant. What's Telstra? Telstra is a telecommunications company. Am I consistent with the color of Crow's mouth, or do I make it up every time? I think I make it up every time, I'm gonna be honest. Let's base it on this one. Fun fact about this emote, if you look closely, you will notice that I accidentally put a line of grey through the tongue. And that's just there, on the lining of it. On the outline of it. That's just always there. I forgot to fix it when I animated the emote, so it's still there. Fun facts with Lysol. I think I'll go the other way. Like all the big streamers, Lysol is doing lines, yep. There's a reason I'm such a big Atriok fan. Yep, Kirk. Pico can't fly, he hides the fact he is a chicken by saying he is a crow. Yes, he is a chicken, who simply is a little bit dirty. He's a bit of a yucky, dirty chicken. Give it a little bit of shiny tongue. Actually, I might just use this color. Yeah, a little bit more subtle. Alright. Oh, dirty furry. I don't like those. I don't like the combination of words you just made. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like that. Whatever it is you just said, it didn't sound good. It sure did not. It was a bad word combination. We can all agree on that, I think. Okay. Take that how you will. Clean, please. I mean, it's by nature, I suppose, not, but... I respect your intentions. Clean, dirty, furry chicken. Yeah, exactly. I do have a slightly funny story to tell. I don't know, maybe it hasn't quite been long enough for it to be funny to me. But maybe you guys will find it funny. I tried to be social yesterday, and it didn't really work out very well for me. Let me explain the story. So there's a group called EVAC, and it is a video gaming group at uni. It was so relatable. Okay, so I was like, alright, I'm gonna be brave this year. I'm gonna join a social club. I'm gonna make friends at university. It's gonna be crazy. My life is gonna turn around. So I was like, alright, I'm gonna join a club. I'm gonna join this club called EVAC. I've seen this one. What do you mean you've seen it before? It's brand new. So yes. I went to the zoo in the afternoon, as I already mentioned. But after that, it finished around 5. I went off to the club room, which I was straight away kind of uncomfortable, because in order to get there, I had to go through the Union House, and the Union House is where the uni bar is. And the uni bar on a Friday evening, turns out, is really loud. Really loud. There are just hundreds of people, none of them wearing masks. I guess because they're drinking beer. It's hard to wear masks and drink beer, but anyway, a lot of people in close proximity, all drinking beer and being rowdy, and I was very afraid. So anyway, I got through that crowd and made my way upstairs to the old uni bar, which is where the gamer club is. And they were all sitting around. So I slowly make my way into the gamer club. At this point, my phone is at 5% battery, so I'm like, oh god, that's not good. I don't even have my phone as a social crutch. It is very quickly going down to 5, 4, 2, 0, and it dies. And so I walk in, and there are collections of people sitting around monitors and stuff, and they're all playing Smash. And I'm going through in my head, trying to find an into this like situation. How do I go up to one of them and say, "Hi, I'm new here, help"? How do I do that? But then the issue is that if I go up to one of these Smash people and say, "Hey, I'm new. How are you doing? Nice to meet you." One, they're in the middle of a game. That would be rude. I can't distract them from their game. They're being gamers. Two, the most likely outcome from that happening is a short conversation followed by them saying, "Hey, do you want to play?" And the answer is no. I don't know how to play Smash. And these are like people who really like competitive Smash. So they're not going to have any fun playing against me. I'm not going to have any fun playing against them because I don't know how to play Smash. And they know how to play Smash too well. So I was like, well, I can't go over there because they're going to ask me to play. And I don't think that's a good idea. And the other people, they were like, other people were playing different things, but they were all in groups of 2. And that's even more daunting than approaching a group of 3. Because a group of 2, these could be like 2 besties. And hanging out with 2 besties is like very awkward. So I was like, okay, and I leave. I just leave. I walk in, stand behind them, sort of like rummage through my bag awkwardly as something to do while I think. And then I just fucking leave. And there is a PowerPoint right outside of the door into the old uni bar. So I plug in my phone. I sit down in a little huddle next to the door and go on my phone and start panicking to the mods, saying, "Guys, help, I don't know what to do." And so I sit there by the door, planning on going back in if I think of an action plan that'll work. But I don't. I just like sit there, panicking to the mods, staring into the middle distance. For no less than 40 minutes, I sit by the door. And there are people walking in, and I don't know what they think when they see me, tiny, human, huddled in a little ball in the corner next to the door. But I sit there for 40 minutes, charging my phone, but also talking to the mods. And then eventually, at a certain point, I notice that the sun is setting, and I remember the crowd downstairs of really rowdy drunk people, and I'm like, I don't want to be in the city after the sun is set. I want to go home. I don't want to be catching the bus when it's dark. If I'm gonna leave, I gotta leave now, because I don't want to leave when it's dark. That seems silly. And also, I have now accepted that I've been sitting by the door for 40 minutes, so if I go in now, people are going to remember me as either the person who came in, stood in the middle of the room for like 2 minutes and then left, or the person who's been sitting by the door in a small ball for 40 minutes. I don't want to be either of those people, so I leave. I leave like a coward, but I leave. And I go home. And I get distracted on the bus. And I miss my bus stop. By 2 stops, admittedly, because my bus stop is like a couple stops before the depot. Fortunately, there's like a few different buses I can take to get home. One of them is I get off right before the depot. The other one goes all the way to like Dingo Whoop Whoop. So thankfully I get on the one that stops just before the depot. So because it's kind of weird, like I'm just, scrolling through my phone, and then I notice the bus has stopped and the door is open, but nobody's getting out. And I look up and I'm like, what's going on? Why is, oh fuck, I'm the only person on the bus. So I get off, but I have to walk to my bus stop now, which is a 15-minute walk in pitch darkness. And if you remember correctly, my phone isn't very well charged, because it ran out of charge when I was at evac, and I charged it up a bit, but it only got up to about 20%. And I've used up that 20%, even though I put on power saving mode. I've used up 15 of that 20% on the bus. And now I'm back to 5%, and I don't have any charge to put on my torch to walk back. But this is the bush, right? And there's also cars on the road, so I can't walk on the road. But if I'm walking in the bush, I'm probably gonna trip and fall and die. So I end up being like, I'm just gonna have to turn on my torch, with 5% on, so it's gonna run my battery down really quick, and then just pelt. Because there's no other way. If my torch turns off when I'm halfway down this track, I'm gonna be walking through the bush in pitch blackness, and that's not gonna be good. So I turn on my torch and just run to my bus stop so I can be picked up by Lauren. And yeah, that was my day yesterday. It was overall a complete fucking disaster. No pavement. No, there was no pavement on the side of the road. There was just like a path through the bush or the road. I got to choose between the two. If I figured I have, if I walk slowly on the side of the road, because I'm not going to run down the road, but I don't have a torch on, that's dangerous because people might not see me, because I don't have a torch. So I don't want to walk on the in the dark on the road. So I decided it would be better to walk in the bush but run. So, and that's why you should never try to be social. So true. It was an absolute fucking disaster. Zilly wants in my room. I would love Zilly to be. Do you guys want a special guest? And that's how I met your mother. Yep. Alright. Hi. Oh. We've got a little lady here. A sweet little lady. Do you have anything to say? Hi. She probably wants to sit on my lap, which isn't going to work very well when I'm doing art. Oh, but if you must, Zilly, I know that's what you're here for. Hello? What's up, Zilly? This is now a Zilly stream. She's taking over. Cat stream. Poggers. No more Lysol. Please don't sit. Dude, I'm doing art. Don't sit down. Ugh. You sat down. I can't believe you've done this. And now she's licking her paw. Fucking. Welcome to cat time, where I cannot complete this emote because Zilly is sitting on my drawing tablet. She is at least gorgeous. At the very least, she is beautiful and stunning. Let's have the camera focus on her. There we go. Oh, hello. Isn't she lovely? What a good little bean. She has the right to do so. She is also very large. Hello. She's so cute. You're gonna... Okay, yep. I thought she might be getting off, but no. She is simply turning around. Like a rotisserie chicken. Very cool, Zilly. Very cool. This is why I shouldn't let her in when I'm streaming. She's just a menace. Oh, she is stepping on things. You want... Oh, no, don't I knew this would happen. I knew this would happen. I regret it so much. She's scratching my monitors. No, don't scratch my monitor. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Oh, I regret so much. The reason... Okay, let me explain why she's scratching my monitor. This is all my fault. I knew this would happen. It's because... You gonna headbutt my microphone now? Nice. It's because the other day, she really wanted to sit in front of the window. And I was like, alright, I'll indulge this once. So I pulled up my monitor, right? So I moved it up so she could get underneath. And I pulled it up so she could get underneath. And I was like, oh no, this is gonna become a thing, isn't it? Thanks for showing your ass, Silly. And yeah, I shouldn't have done it. Yeah, she wants me to open the door, which is to say move up my monitor. Yeah. It's only happened once, but I knew. I can't believe you scratched my monitor. If you damaged my beautiful, beautiful monitor, I will be so upset, Silly. Alright. Well, she's on my lap now, at least. She's a little bit out of the way. We can probably continue. What is Stinky? She looks very concerned by my worries. She has no concern for anything other than herself. And that's an actual factual. She taught you how to open the door. Now she expects you to do the trick again. That's true. She did teach me. That's actually a good point. That's definitely how she sees it. Alright.
Sick.
Sick! Holy moly. Thank you for the 9 months. Is that morning sickness? Because that is a Twitch child. Thank you for the freaking 9 months. I appreciate it. Why you gotta stand up, dude? Just sit down. Oh, I hate that command so much. That makes one of us. I love that command. It's beautiful. Is this screen, I think, is the right one? Yeah. Cool. Oh, wrong layer. Hi. She's such a menace. I'm gonna break out in hives in a second. I have no doubt, because she's been smearing her disgusting cat snot all over my face, which I am highly allergic to. I can already feel my skin itching. So I can't wait. I can't wait for the allergic reaction that is impending. You're so cute, Zilly. You're so adorable. Even if you're just literally the worst, you scratch my monitors. You're just so cute. Aren't you? She's so cute. Yes. Oh, look at you. Look at you. Death is against TOS. Lysol, please refrain from deceasing. Oh! She almost slipped off. She almost fell off my lap. She's a dumbass. Alright. I'll try and avoid deceasing, but we'll see how we go. Oops. Hey, dude. I learned the other day that cats use pheromones to make their prey less scared of them, which I think is pretty dope. Damn, does it work on us? Maybe I should be frightened of Zilly. I certainly, when I saw the cats, I went to the zoo, right, and I saw the lions, and I was like, yo, I want to give them the head pats so badly. They deserve the head pats, but I cannot because there is a fence between them and I. But if there were not, I would go give them head pats. Please say acquire the sire. Oh, play. Play? I didn't get Crafter's tea. Crafter, are you still here? I'm sorry, I've betrayed you and your trust. I understand if you leave and never want to come back. We love cats because Toxoplasma gondii. Is that the pheromone? Actually not proven, don't quote me on this. Yeah, I mean it would make sense because I really ought not to love this stinker. She does stink. Like, not smell-wise, she smells fine. She just stinks in terms of everything else, you know? She scratched my monitor and I was cool with that. I let her get away with far too much. Makes mice not afraid of cats, and we humans host it too? Interesting. It's a parasite. A parasite. Has Zilly infected me with a parasite? Zilly is a parasite. Let's be honest. Hypothesis is what makes us love cats so much. She is the darlingest bean. It's an interesting idea. Humanity is the parasite. True. I haven't watched that film still. People be lauding that, but I haven't watched it. Okay, I gotta find out what color a Gamba machine should be. Because there is already an emote, Peeper Gamba. Isn't there? Yeah, Peeper Gamble. The mover is orange, and the machine is red. Parasite, more like parasocial relationships, am I right? That's what it's short for. It's pretty good? Cool. What's up, Chrissy? Hello, Chrissy, how are you? Late? Nah. We don't enforce times here. Time is an illusion. I've never heard of her. She especially likes sitting behind the monitors because the monitors have fans on the back, right? So it keeps her nice and toasty. She's just got to find a better way up there than through the monitors, you know? She could come up the side, but I don't think she's realized that yet. I don't think she knows. Because she's stupid. Gotta go, thanks for streaming. Thanks for being here. Have a good one. Aren't you? You're a little doofus. A parasite is a website for hosting influencers, or other words, Twitch. Oh no. Well, I guess Twitch is the host, and the streamers are the parasites, right? I'm not using my Surface thing. No, what's it called? Wacom tablet. I'm not even using that anymore because there's a cat on my lap. And it's just a little bit uncomfortable. So I'm just gonna make the rest of this emote with my mouse. And honestly, nobody will be able to tell the difference. This emote better not get any pupils. Ah shit, I totally forgot about those. Thanks for the reminder. I do need a color in the wings too. It is a cute emote, isn't it? I agree. Who'll be happy with these? Well done. Thanks. Might start using my tablet again. Just for these. A bit difficult to do them with a cursor. think I'm just gonna keep it subtle. I'm not sure. Maybe I will do the full thing. Because usually I do like big round ones for the top. And slightly longer ones. Just not sure it's gonna look good. Because it's too confusing of an arm. It's probably one that I want to keep kind of vague as to how the feathers go. A little bit too confusing. She always looks up at me when I whistle. It's so cute. The eternal struggle for anthropomorphic, but not too much. Yeah. Oh. She arises. Does she leave? Oh. Don't scratch the monitor again, or I swear to God. Okay. She's sat. She's leaving. Is she gonna go sit on the bed? Yeah, cool. That works. That's more convenient. What's the song? Animal Crossing. It's KK Boss. We do love her. She is sweet. I think that'll be fine. It's a bit weird. Ugh. I don't know about this bit. Might have to just get rid of this bit. Okay, that's better. Yeah, that looks wingy enough. We can work with that. Am I allowed to moo once? Yeah, you can say whatever you want. People say weirdest stuff in chat all the time. As long as it's not actually spam, it's fine. Where's the line between anthropomorphic drawing and furry art? I wish I knew. I wish I knew. You might not want to tell people they can say anything. Well, look, that's the thing. Freedom of speech doesn't mean that you won't be destroyed for saying whatever you say. So feel free to say whatever. You just gotta be ready to face the consequences if it's something super weird, champ. I think that's alright for feathers. I might make the lighter ones a bit lighter. Anything, whatever. Good one. Like that attitude? Hell yeah. It's like, what's that thing that people quote all the time? Freedom of speech means freedom from persecution from the government, not freedom from the Justin. As Justin McElroy said. Alright, let's give him pupils. You know what? I've came up with a good idea. It's called pupils. Let me show you. That's how they work. It's crazy, I know. Are the word pupils as in like students related to the word pupils as in eye hole lookers? Questions science can't answer. You know what? I don't think I'm even going to shade these very much because I really want them to have that no thoughts head empty look. Make it a little bit bigger though. A little bit bigger. Nice. Perfect. He can see the fact that he lost. Yep. There goes all of my life savings. Hey Lysel, hope you're well today. I'm great. How are you? I think I'm gonna make the lever handle yellow. I think that's the best color for it to be. He can tell me to change it later if he wants, that's fine. Nice. Pull the lever, Kronk. I can't believe the Emperor's New Groove all along was actually gambling propaganda. Did you know that the sponsor of Emperor's New Groove, Disney himself, is actually Crown, the casino? That's crazy. But that's an actual factual as well. I wouldn't lie to you. Put this sparkle here. Nice, nice. Did you know the Emperor's New Groove was rushed to align with a McDonald's marketing operation? That's crazy. Is that actually true? They were selling spinach puffs. That's crazy. I don't know what you're talking. Is that true? The middle emote is how he looks, while the other ones are how he feels. Oh no. Yeah, what they see. But that's what the masks, that's what the mask is, you know? That's what the point of the mask is. In Africa, every 60 seconds, a minute passes. That's rough. I can't believe they're losing a minute for every one of our 60 seconds. Isn't that unfair? Zilly's just making suspicious noises, but she's fine. Even worse, every 60 minutes they lose an hour? Oh my god. I can't believe we gain 60 minutes, but they lose an hour. Where does the hour go? You know? Why doesn't anybody follow that up? Somebody find that hour. Put it back where it belongs. Hey, there we go. That was quick. Man, coloring in is so easy when the character is monochrome. I'll say it. With your help, we can make it so that every 30 seconds, only half a minute passes. That's the difference. That's the kind of difference that you and I can make with just 3 simple steps. All I need is your credit card and a 3 wacky. Just kidding. Don't forget the expiration. Yeah. I'm kidding. I also need the expiration date, obviously. That is the joke. Okay. Oops. Nice. Might make this like this color. There we go. Nice. I think that's pretty much done, honestly. That was pretty quick. I'm just gonna save that. I might have to work on it a little bit more, workshop it a bit, but honestly, yeah, not bad. I think I'm gonna call it a day. These are rad. Thanks, Abby. Hello, Abby, by the way. Hello. I was actually just about to end, so let's find somebody to raid. Let's see. Thank you for coming today, everybody. I know it was a bit of a shorter stream. It was still 3 hours. That's not that bad. We take those. 3 hours? That's alright. That's not that bad. We could raid Sman. He's raided me so many times the last few days, so maybe I will. But we could also raid Shadows doing golf with your friends. We could raid Silver's doing Minecraft. CJ's doing Smash Bros. Smashing. It's crazy. Marissa is doing a just chatting stream. We've got 88-bit Music is doing get this, music. Stans is playing Hollow Knight for the first time. That's kind of cool. We could go say hi to Stans. I don't really know him that well, but he seems nice. Any opinions? He did raid you last time? That's true. It would be reciprocal. Alright, let's do it. Let's raid Small Ant. We should raid 88-bit Music again one of these days. I do enjoy his streams. He's a funny music man. He does the music good. But yes, man has raided me a lot. So let's give him some of that back. I'm sure he'll appreciate. It's gonna make a huge difference the number of viewers I'm gonna give him. But you know, I like giving charity to smaller streamers. You know. So anyway, I'll see you guys over there. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. I'll be back tomorrow. We're gonna be doing 3 caps for the fourth time. We're gonna be doing 3 caps for the 3rd time, I think. I think that's the right number. It's gonna be sick. Hopefully we can get one that's valid, because last time the only reason that I lost it was foolishness. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. Anyway, I'll see you guys over there. Thanks so much for hanging out. Much love. Oh wait, do we need raid message? Raid message. Speedy. Dude, fast man goes speedy. Fast man goes speedy? Alright. I'll see you guys over there. Bye!
Probably more efficient to chop down a tree, and yeah, we still need to find lava, and I'm 3 minutes in. Let go! Fast man go speedy, thank you. I do go speedy.